Hey guys, my name is Wasiu and you're welcome back to this channel to be the very first video in a series of audit videos, particularly PAYE audits. So as auditors, we may be assigned to companies to verify the information that they've provided or they've filed to the government or any other relevant tax authority, especially when it comes to PAYE. Most companies have self-assessed themselves and maybe have filed or paid. Some they do not pay at all. So the essence of audit is to ascertain the number of staff for each period or for the particular period involved, and then to calculate relevant taxes appropriate to them, and then to verify if they've paid or not. Even if they paid, have they paid the right amount? To just to ascertain the information that they've provided. And the most important information as relating to PAYE is the payroll. That is where we know who has worked for how many months and then how much they've earned in particular, and so that we know how to calculate tax based on that gross that they've earned for that period. In most cases, most companies will always present us or give annual payroll, but by experience we know that most of the time that information is not usually correct, because we have staff turnover. People come in and go out, and some of the times this information are not recorded. What you will see is 12 months for every staff that is on that list. So the best way to go about this is to request for monthly payroll and then come up with an annual payroll yourself. So, well, of course, that is a lot of job if you're having more staff. For a company, for instance, if you're having hundreds of staff, it will be a very tedious job to go through each and every month payroll and then ascertain to come up with an annual payroll. But with the help of Excel or spreadsheet like this, you can do that sorting within a few minutes, and then you come up with an annual payroll for yourself, so that that payroll is more reliable than what the company would tender for us as auditors. So it's the best way to ascertain who and how much they've earned and how many months they spent in that period under consideration. So this will be the essence of this video, to use Excel to sort or to create annual payroll based on the monthly payroll that is given. So in order to proceed, I've made this template myself to just from my previous videos. I've replicated this other monthly payroll just to assume that this is what will be given, and I've tried to change some of these names. As you can see, this is 11, this is 12. This is what is usually obtainable in most companies. People go in and come in. Sometimes they fire people, they hire, and so this is usually what is obtainable. It is not regular throughout the month, throughout the year. People come in and go out, and then so this is what we've replicated. Now we will be using pivot table for this kind of assignment. It is very simple. It's once you understand how to use it, it makes life easier. So how do we go about it? To use pivot table on this information, the way I do it is to combine all of this into a spreadsheet, into just one sheet. All these months you have to put them in a sheet. Then you apply the pivot on them to create the pivoted table. So I'll do this by creating a new sheet where let's rename this combined, like so. Then we'll just copy just the relevant information from this page and clean it up. These are the things that I need. Some of them may not be relevant. This gross, for instance, is not relevant. These are summaries. I don't need them all because we have to do our own. So these are the information that we need. I copy it like so, and just Ctrl C and come to the new sheet like so. Then I right click and paste values, because you may be copying formulas from where you're copying from, so it is best to paste as values. If you don't understand this, please watch my previous videos that I've done on so many of these things and you will understand better. So now it's just to clean up, do some cleanups on these things, this information. So I just copy January. I need to copy the rest of this information and paste them all together like so. That is the essence of what we're trying to do. Ctrl C, I'll go to this place, I'll paste like so, so that we have all the names and all the amount and everything in just one single file like this. Then we use the pivot to sort them, you know, and present the annual sheet for us. So I would not like to take much of our time, so I'm going to pause the video and just copy everything else and come back when I'm done. Hi, welcome back. So I have combined all the names together, and I've only just formatted this columns to, you know, to accounting like so, and I bold this way just to have something visual to work with, because of course this is not going to be a final version. So what we've done is to put all these names and the designation, in fact, okay, and the designation, everything together in one place. So the essence of pivoting is to pivot is going to help you look at each of these names and see how many times they appear in this sheet, and then calculate all their basic salary, sum it together, and give you just one single row for each staff. That is the essence. You know, it might take days if you have to do this by hand to calculate all these things. So how do we go about using pivot? If you have to use pivot, you make sure this information is on a clean sheet. If you are just doing this, once you get perfect with it, it doesn't matter where they are, and make sure there's a space, there's empty rows above this and columns, so that this information is standing out on its own. But of course you still have the opportunity to select whatever you want to do. So in order to pivot this, you just go to insert, because you're trying to insert a pivot table like so. So once you click pivot table, because we have cleaned this thing, Excel has automatically selected this range, this table for us. But if you find ourselves to have selected something else or done something wrong, like so, we can still, maybe you did something wrong like this, it will throw us some error, so that we can, what we need to do is just, because we're trying to select a table or range, when we click inside this place, just try to highlight or select the actual table. So if this table is within different tables in the same sheet, then we have the opportunity to select the actual table that we want to work with. The next is for us to select the place or the new destination where the pivot will be plotted, or the table will be, you know, put for us. Usually we want to select a new worksheet so that we see everything nice and clean, or you want to select an existing if you have been working with this one. So, but I will just select this new worksheet and then click OK. What we have now is Excel has done a lot of work for us. It's just for us now to select where and what we need to generate the new table for us. So if I just click only on full name like so, we see now that it has sorted the names for us and give us just names that appear. Sometimes there is a typographic error when this information is given to us. You may see names repeating themselves. If you look at it very well, it's a spelling error, then we need to correct those things. So we need to do some cleanup. But this one, there's no need for any cleanup. Everything is fine. And then so we can select other things that we need from this pane here. We need the basic salary, of course. We need the transport. We need the housing, meal, medical, and wardrobe. I'll explain these things very soon. If you look here, we have rows. These are the rows where we put the names, and then under the values, this is the sum of. So what is happening here is that Excel has to look at this combined. For instance, this person, or Lagos for instance, Excel has to look at this combined and look at Lagos, how many times it appeared in this sheet. We have Lagos here, we have Lagos here, and so on and so forth like that. So it has picked Lagos out and calculate the number of times, and then sum up this basic salary, the transport 720, 720 for the number of times this man has appeared in this place, and has calculated the total basic, the total 520. And you can see up here we have the sum of basic salary for each of these persons, the number of times they appear. Now, one thing that is missing here, which is the essence, one of the essence or reasons why we are doing this, is to ascertain the number of times these people appear in this combined sheet. But it is not here. So the way I do this is to count the number of names or the number of times this name appears and put it as another value on this place. So if you look at this place, there's values. So I just drag a full name, this full name, inside this place. You can rearrange whatever you want. So we now have a count of full names. I can bring it up. I'll just bring this one down. So this is one of the tricks I use. And these values, you can change them if you click on them. This small arrow, you can see value field settings. If you click there, you can see other things that you can do with them. So for instance, this basic salary, if you click on basic salary, value is the sum of the basic salary for that month. You can do count, you can do average, as the case will be. So now, what we now have here is count of full name. You can now see the trick that this Abia of Umaya appeared 10 times in this combined sheet. And then not only that, for those 10 times, it has summed the basic salary for us, summed the transport, the housing, and so on and so forth. If you have more than this, some companies do have more than 10 or allowances that they do. So this way, it is just going to sort it out for us, and then we can now work with this information that we are having, clean it up, and make it available for tax processes. But this is what we want. So now we can just simply copy it, because you cannot work with this one. It's a pivot table. You can't do much with it. It may disturb things. So the best way is just for us to copy the whole thing out like so. You can copy it like so, just Ctrl C, and then maybe just paste it somewhere new here. We paste our values like so. Then the only thing we need to do is just to clean this up too. So the full name, number of months, like you all normally have now, basic salary, and so on and so forth. Now we can, so this has been formatted for us. Here we can now put our gross, meaning that this is now annual gross. So we can just do something like this, and then drag down like so. Then we can format as we want. But something else is missing. We see that designation is not here. We can simply use VLOOKUP for that. You can put designation here. You can use VLOOKUP for this. It's very easy, since we have this combined sheet and you have this designation here. What you need to do is to set this to equals to VLOOKUP. If you don't know how to use VLOOKUP, I've done it in one of my videos out there. So VLOOKUP table, what you are looking for is this table. You are looking for it in this place. You select that. So whatever the comma and is in the column 2, and I just select this. I put OK. Actually, so what VLOOKUP will do is the formula looks at this table that you've selected, this table, and checks for this name that I've selected to in this table, and picks whatever the designation is, and that's it. I can roll it down like so. and this grand total, it does not appear anywhere, so that's why you're having this NA. When you're done, you can copy this one and change it to a value, because what is there is a formula. If you do not really understand VLOOKUP, please, I have made a video on that. You can check it out in my series of videos. And then I believe this is the annual payroll that we cannot actually rely on, so we can format as we want and then continue to process this for tax purposes. So guys, it has been a wonderful time. I hope we have one or two things again. Please, if you have any question, feel free to put it down in the comments, or if you found any error that I've made, also please don't hesitate to put it across so that we can adjust. Thank you, and I hope to see you in a new video soon.